What up, everybody? It's y'all boy Solo Foe. I'm back with another episode of So What's the Issue? And today, what I'm going to be talking about, apparently the game got shot at. I don't know when it happened or whatever. I got this via DJ Academics Instagram. And apparently, the game reposted it on his Instagram. Well, the game posted it on his Instagram story originally. Uh, what I got to say about this situation, man, I don't know. I think the game stays in his own city, but we've been hearing people say for a while, like you got to move out your own city, and I know it sucks, and I know somebody like the game. The game's always been really brash about how in the streets he is, or how connected he is, or how whatever way he is basically. But I really do feel like, hey, once you make it to a point, like you got to move out your neighborhood. We seen what happened to FBG Duck. We see what happened to fucking Jada Young, and we see what happened to all of these other rappers that be going back to their city, and and people that stay in their city and they feel like I don't want to be that bitch that leave. I don't want to be that pussy ass nigga that ain't good in his own hood. And we seen recently Lil Herb and his homeboys, his No Limit crew, basically have a falling out. Basically, he was like, hey man, I ain't really with all you niggas no more. You niggas is fed cases and shit like that. Um, I really think people need to move out their city, man. Like, I don't know where black people go when they become successful. And we know the game has never been shy about telling people how gangster he is, or, what he's about. And I'm somebody that has to believe it because, I'm going to believe in man at face value no matter what. But, you know, where do black people go whenever shit gets, like whenever they get famous, whenever they get rich, where do they go so they do not have to be a part of shit? When's the last time you heard of Mark Wahlberg getting shot at? I was gonna say Trump, but we seen what happened with that situation. But when's the last time you heard about like these white folks that's getting shot at, these Jewish people getting shot at and stuff like that? Fucking what's his name? The fucking dude that sells jewelry, Johnny. No, what's his name? It's not Johnny Dane. What the fuck is his name? But y'all know the Asian dude that fucking does jewelry for us. He ain't getting shot at. And he making plenty of money off of our community. But where do black folks go whenever they get an abundance of money and then they like, hey, you know what? I just kind of want to, and I get it. Why the game and other people that come from the streets, why want to always remain like to have that whatever feature, but it's been too long, y'all. It's time for the game to move on from the niggas basically. Like I like it. Like he used to do the acting stuff like that. I would love to see Game act because it was a very natural thing for him to play those gangster roles in those movies and stuff like that. I don't remember all the movies that he was in and stuff, but that's actually interesting. Let me see how many movies Game was in. Uh, and I ain't saying changing careers would change his outlook, but that's something that I would love to see Game move towards. Is like, uh, I know for sure he had to have been in two. Let me see. The one with Tyrese, but I don't know if I can find it. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it. All right, movies and TV shows with the Game. All right, so he was in Belly. He was in House Arrest. Big Snoop Dogg presents Adventures of the, and I don't know what it is after that. Street Kings. Uh, Tournament of Dreams. He was on the Late Late Show with Fred Ferguson and Waist Deep. Waist Deep is the movie that I like. I like seeing Game in, but I want to see Game doing other things. I really don't like, and I get it. It's a random day and stuff like that, and you don't know which day you're gonna get shot at. But I just don't like hearing that my legends are involved with anything that got to do with nigga shit at this point in time. Like Game is one of my favorite rappers, and it just like I would love to see him do a pop up verse every now and then. And Game does do a good job at staying low key compared to other rappers and stuff like that. But I want people to look and be like, damn, where did Game go? Like Wayne does fucking ESPN every so often, or he'll go on a sports show, or he's been doing a little bit of podcasting lately. But relatively, we don't see Wayne speak about gangsterisms and stuff like that. And I'm not comparing Wayne to Game or anything like that, or Game to Wayne. I don't really care about whose gangster he is or who's better in the street. I don't really care about shit like that. But it's just anything that has to do with drugs, anything that has to do with fights, anything that has to do with whatever. And I get that, homies and shit like that you've been new for a long time, still probably be into shit. But I want to see my legends not be a part of shit. It hurt me years ago when I heard Boosie got shot. And I get it, he was at a music video and he was trying to sign a new artist and stuff like that. But it can really kind of mess with me because I was like, damn, like, I don't want Boosie in that type of shit. He can be as gangster as he wants to be. Like, I'm not taking anything away from anybody's gangster, but just not being in that type of spotlight. And I get it. Like I said, you're still always gonna be around other niggas and stuff like that. But it's just a bad look. And I'm not saying a bad look for their brand and their image. It's just a bad look to me. Like, damn, bro, like I said, I just want my legends to be out the way, and I hope that when Young Boy gets older, I hope Young Boy and Dirk and all, well, God, if God bless Dirk to get out of jail, I hope that they actually grow up and not be in the middle of shit, like where they actually just age gracefully and not be a part of shit no more. Because you gotta leave that to the younger niggas. Y'all do like Whack and all of these people. Like Whack has become a celebrity in my eyes, and Whack has become one of my favorite entertainers as far as media goes. But you still see Whack engaging like, nah, I'm still willing to get down. And we seen the squabble video from, the no jumper and shit like that. And it's like, come on now. Like, I like seeing Whack on the internet. I don't like seeing Whack in the middle of gangster shit. Like, I get it. People are gonna call people's bluffs and shit like that, but that's just not what I really, really want to see. And I'm not saying that I want to see niggas fake it or anything like that, but I just want the older gangsters to not have to be involved with shit, because it in my opinion, it keeps the younger generation motivated and going on thinking that it's okay. I just i just wish that we lived in a different place, or we could give a special retirement to our black folks, because we us as the nigga kingdom, we can't. Why do? And I get it. They like in LA, they might have like some long term beef or some turmoil or whatever. But why is it that y'all want to beef with these? Why do y'all want to beef with these celebrities? Like, why do y'all want to beef with niggas that are in the spotlight? Like, I'm not saying treat them like no hoe, and I'm not saying treat them like no bitch, but treat them like they don't exist. Like at some point, because these are literally literal hood legends. I don't want to see anything bad happen to a Snoop Dogg. I don't want to see anything bad happen to a Dr. Dre. I don't want to see, like, I really want to see them living in a place like Utah, like Young Boy is doing right now, and just being put up and completely out the way where, where they're completely protected. I don't want to see them riding through the hood and some shit going down. And, shit be happening. Academics almost got killed in his, not killed, but his crib almost got robbed or some shit like that. What's his name? Dirk had a situation at his crib at one point in time. Somebody tried to rob. We heard about the India, this, and that. I give a strap to my girl before I give it to one of you niggas, whatever the fuck he said on his song. But I get that those are special occasions, but I just want all of my like legendary rappers just to be out the way. And it don't take away from their gangster. It's just me saying, like, I don't like the look. I don't want them to be in that spotlight anymore. I just want, you know, that's the reason why I guess I have this thing with Boosie too, where I'm just like, damn, Boosie, like the things that you're saying, you still have influence, you still got power, and you telling people how the rules and regulations of the street should go, and you got these people that are, emulating your actual words, and it's like, bro, I don't want to see you contributing to that no more. I don't want to see you, a part of that. Go do your Vlad interviews like you do your Vlad interviews, and that's fine and then to me to, speak on shit like that. but please stop preaching to the streets about how the streets should go, because I want the streets to die. I'm not with the whole fuck the streets movement and whatever, because we did come from the streets, but I do want this gangsterism shit to die. I want people to start trying to find a different outlet, because it's too many rappers that have these badass stories that are legitimate bad stories, and I just want them to end. Like, and that's my take on it. I'm not somebody that's like trying to crush somebody's gangster or make them look a type of way. Like, we've been knowing what Game is. We've been seeing what Game is. He been telling everybody, he ran up on all of these rappers, punched on all of these rappers. God knows how much shit didn't happen behind the scene. Nobody's questioning the nigga's gangster. But on top of that, I don't want nobody questioning nobody's gangster. I don't want no man looking at the next man like, damn, people need to see if you really like that. No, just like, how do we get to a point of where niggas just live their life and don't bother other niggas? How do we get to that point? How do we do it? I don't know, but that was just it. Game got shot at. That was just my quick thoughts. I hope the streets can change. Like, I'm like I told y'all, I'm tired of like how the streets is set up and shit. Like, I really just want a different look at the streets. I want these kids to come up in a different light from now on. Like, we got to work together on that from every single angle. Like, we got to stop shooting at each other. We got to stop the killings and shit like that. Like, I'm not really one for the whole fighting and shit like that. I really am not. But if your peoples hear that you and XYZ, especially with the younger generation, are meeting up to fight, like, y'all gotta stop inviting the scary ass nigga that's gonna pull the gun. Yeah, and I'm not saying don't bring the nigga that's gonna pull the gun, because I get it. It's a dicey ass situation, because if you don't bring the niggas with the guns and the other niggas pull out the guns, I get how that situation can go. But at what point in time do we just stop this shit that we got going on? Because, like, it's gotta stop somewhere so it doesn't get passed down. But that was my quick thoughts. I'm sorry I kind of rambled at the end, but check me out on another episode. I'm gonna come at y'all with another one in here in a minute. Thanks for watching. Catch me all another time.